serve is the God of all truth. But as we as Christians, the only way to God is to what? Jesus Christ.
And so the word for this is pantheism. This is there's a place called a pantheon, and it's the house where the Greek and the Roman gods were worshipped. But pantheism is the belief that God is the sum of all beings and all things and all gods put together. So, with our belief as Christians, so what this is saying that in other words, they may use Jesus as a door, but when you end up, you're worshiping some other God, whether you know it or not. Let's take time and ask a question right now, and we'll answer it.
Yeah, I'd like to know why do they call sororities and fraternities secret organizations, and they allow them in education centers as young as high school, all the way up through college.
You say, why do they call them secret?
Yeah, why do they call them secret organizations?
Okay, well, let me read the scripture first, okay? Because you write in the spirit, because this is the scripture that I have. It says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. If any man have ears to hear, let him hear." Now, the real key, this is a real short passage, but the key is the word hid. If anything is hid, that word is kryptos, and it means crypt spirits or grave spirits or spirits of death, okay? It says if it's kept in secret, that word is apokryphos, and it means fully concealed. And it says that there's going to come a time that it will be phanerio, manifested, rendered apparent, and made clear and declared to all. This is what Paul did on Mars Hill. He made things very clear. Now, the reason that we call them secret organizations is because there are vows and there are things that are done behind the scenes, and especially with the Shriners and the Masons. They even make vows unto death. They even, swear some things that should not be sworn by Christians. And I guess the power in the secret is the vows that are made. And answering this question, could you talk about what a Mason would say concerning his marriage that would cause him to generationally struggle in his marriage forever?
Well, it's nothing that you would say that in your marriage is the fact. What it is what you given covenant to, and you given covenant to. In other words, you renounce all other covenants, and you give covenant to the organization or to the brotherhood. So if anything happens, the brotherhood come first. And so, and what that does, it put a breach in marriages. It put a breach in the marriage because, basically, you in some organization, you literally take the marriage ring off your left hand and put it on the other hand and put the Masonic ring on the place that you had your marriage band, your wedding band in.
Well, based on what you saying to me, what you say do affect your marriage. I probably say it a little blunt and a little straight, but I just want to make this clear to our listeners. What you do when you renounce all covenants is that you put the Masonic covenant or whatever that before your marriage. Is that true?
Yeah, you put that first. That's first.
Okay, let's go to our next question.
My question is involving with the sororities. When I was in college, I was involved with Delta Sigma Theta, and we didn't, being involved in that, we didn't worship any sort of gods or make any vows against our marriages, and anything that was done in secret, everything about Delta is available on the internet. So it was just more like a sisterhood, more like a club. So I'm not active in it right now, but I just listening to the topics, being involved like I was, there wasn't anything done that we done against God. I mean, they did beat paddle people and stuff like that, but I mean, as far as saying something wrong against the Bible or making covenants, I mean, there was a sisterhood amongst each other, but as far as a covenant against God or something like that, or even do anything evil, because Delta Sigma Theta is very active in the community and with youth groups and different things like that, but I didn't really understand evilness in it.
Thank you. That is such a wonderful question that you asked, because that is the problem, that you don't understand the evil. See, the bottom line is that I do know that that Deltas and all of them, that they do good deeds in the community, and that's exactly, you're confirming what I'm preaching. What I'm saying is people are worshiping at the altar that they don't know what they're worshiping. Let me ask you this question. Give her the mic back. Just answer this question for me. Do you know what the Pan-Hellenic Council is?
No.
Have you ever heard of a Pan-Hellenic Council?
No, ma'am.
Okay, the Pan-Hellenic Council rules over every fraternity and sorority. Pan is a demon. Pan is the god of fear, okay? And that's where the word pandemonium come from. See, you can judge every tree